well loved by his readers, and he usually writes inspirational stories about, the greatness of people in this country and around the world, and greatness in history. But he wrote a book entitled How to Kill 11 Million People, which is a very ominous title coming from such an author. But essentially what the book is about, it's about a 15-20 minute read about how the people of Germany allowed 11 million of their citizens to be killed. The answer was simple, is you lie to them. And what I want to say today is, people of America, your government's lying to you. And how do I know? Well, recently there's been some pictures released of damage done by the Patriots up on the MALHEUR Reserve. And the millions and millions of dollars, I think somewhere around $6 million worth of damage that they say was caused there. And I'm here to tell you it's not true. Many of their pictures, if you'll just do your own research, will show maybe some clutter that could have been caused anywhere, very little damage. Some of the pictures they've even put up are pictures that were taken by the Patriots themselves while they were there, showing the disarray that the place was in before they came there. They're blaming it on the people that were there. I cannot speak to what happened following the death of my brother and the rest of the Bundy brothers and the other individuals that were up there. Who knows what happened after that? They weren't there to take care of the place anymore. But I can tell you what the place looked like when I went up there. I had the opportunity to go up there in early January. I was a little concerned about what was going on up there. I heard reports in the media, and I wanted to know what the heck my brother was up to. But I'm here to tell you, when I got there, what I learned was not what I was being told, not even close. These people were respectful people. They were sincere. They were speaking up in defense of their fellow citizens of Harney County. They were peaceful, but they were resolved about getting their message out. But one thing that is absolutely certain, they were very serious about taking good care of that property. Had the opportunity to sit in on meetings with the leadership there where they talked about maintenance items and things that needed to be done. They knew that while they were there, the place had to be cared for.
I have some pictures of the reserve, the refuge up there. I kind of like this very first one because it says your public lands. Who do these lands belong to? It belongs to us, all of us, even LaVoy and Ryan and Ammon. So, when we were going up there, we talked to the sheriff, or we called the sheriff and wanted to let him know that we were coming. We didn't want to have any problems or anything. We were getting recontacted by an FBI agent who told us these are your lands. You should have no problems going up there. It's your right to be there. We were up there January 7th, 8th, 9th. We were up there, and it was a very peaceful place. I mean, there was snow, but they even had salt on the sidewalk. Everything was clean. I didn't see any damage whatsoever. In fact, the offices looked like they had been left very messy, and I know that the people had been starting to clean things up. There was just a lot of things in disarray, things piled in cabinets that didn't make any sense to me when I looked. But on the outside, we've got a lot of pictures of different places up there. There's a very nice kitchen area. They kept it very nice. They had a lot of different storage areas. People had brought a lot of food to them. And it was all very well inventoried. It was stacked nicely. It was a well-stocked place for feeding this many people. And they did. There were a lot of people that were in and out there, a lot of people that were invited, and they just came in to talk to people. It was so peaceful. We could walk through, talk to people, say, hey. It was nothing that was scary at all. There were people people that were armed, but I don't believe that I saw anything that was out of the ordinary. It didn't seem strange or scary to me. I didn't see any damage in those things. I mean, I saw a messy room. I'd have to say that my teenager's room looks just as bad as the things, you know, with the laundry and things scattered around. And I know that they left without any real opportunity to clean up. If they had known, they probably would have cleaned it up. Even if they knew they were going to jail, they probably would have cleaned it up. You know, some of the other things were not. I laughed about the thing with the alcohol under the couch cushion. No. I don't think LaVoy ever touched a drop of it in his life. I would say the same for the Bundy brothers. That's just silly.
I'm curious about the government accountability, how they think they can spend $6 million of our money for something that I'm confident could have been cleaned up with a dozen volunteers in a matter of a day, maybe a half a day. So I think we need to wake up a little bit and pay attention to what we're being told. We need to do our research. And we need to be willing to speak up in defense of our neighbors. I don't know everybody that's been arrested, but I do know my brother, who will have no chance of due process. And I do know Ryan and Amber. They are strong-willed men, but they are also gentle and kind men, and men filled with love in their hearts for their fellow Americans.
Hello America, this is Britney Beck, one of LaVoy Finicum's daughters. I just wanted to give my first-hand account of going to the MALHEUR Wildlife Refuge up in Burns, Oregon. I did not see anybody spreading human feces around, trashing the place, or vandalizing the area. What I did see the protesters doing were cleaning up the grounds, sweeping out the buildings of the rat poop and the leftover food that the workers had left behind. They were improving the area. What the media, the FBI, and the Oregon State Police are saying are lies, and it's really disheartening to see the lack of integrity within those agencies. Hope this helps. Have a good day.
Hi, I'm Tierra Bell Collier. My maiden name was Tierra Bell Finicum, and I want to give a witness of what I saw when I went to go visit my father at the MALHEUR Wildlife Refuge in Oregon. Accusations have come out, and I want to give my witness a testimony of what I saw. I went there to see what I would feel and to see with my own eyes what was taking place there, because I didn't know if I could trust what was being portrayed in the media. So this is my testimony of when I went there. I went to visit my dad in early January, and when I was there, I went from some of the different buildings and looked around, and I wanted to visit with my dad. Of course, that was my primary reason of going. But as I went to the mess hall and I saw people busily working and cleaning and making food, and as I went and saw the offices, I saw people sweeping out and cleaning and taking out trash and sweeping the floors. I didn't see what they're portraying as vandalism. I didn't see them leaving a mess. And in fact, if I know anything about my dad, it was that everything has a place and should be in its place, or it shouldn't have a place in your home. He was a man of order and a man of principles, correct principles. I know that he would have left the place better than what he found. And so I'm giving my witness that I saw it in a good state, well taken care of, and that in a nation where we are supposed to be innocent until proven guilty, I am seeing the opposite take place. I am seeing that these men are being charged as if guilty until they're proven innocent, and that's wrong. So this is my witness. Have a good day, America.
Hi, I am Tara Tenney. I am the daughter of LaVoy Finicum, and the purpose of this video is to give my personal witness of when I went to the refuge in Oregon. There's a false narrative going around right now that the Cowboys and the protesters destroyed the facility and did damage and left trash everywhere, and I know that this is my father, LaVoy Finicum, and Ammon Bundy and Ryan Bundy were not participating in that type of conduct. When I went there and I saw with my own eyes the spirit of the leadership and got to see the refuge and walk around, it was quiet. Everyone was busily doing their work. And the building that my dad, LaVoy Finicum, was given stewardship over, the doors were locked at all times, and if anybody wanted to enter that facility, they had to ask permission, and he could decide whether or not they were going to be let into the facility. The kitchen was ran by a few volunteers, and they had a schedule, and breakfast, for example, would be at 7, and they put a piece of paper, taped it to the wall, or put it on the fridge, I don't remember, saying the different times for meals, and that's how everybody knew when to gather. And it was very well cleaned, kept up. The food that had been donated was all organized on the shelves in there. While they were there, they, meaning my dad, LaVoy Finicum, and Ammon Bundy and Ryan Bundy, while they were there, they did a really good job in managing all the different people that were coming in to support their petition for a redress of grievances. And, you know, these people, complete strangers, not knowing if they can be trusted, the leaders of this protest, LaVoy Finicum, Ammon Bundy, and Ryan Bundy, did really well at managing all these people. They facilitated service projects, if you will, to clean up the misconduct that the MALHEUR employees had done. There was a lot of neglect to the facility, and they dedicated quite a few days to clean up mess, and they documented this on video and uploaded it to their YouTube channels. And it's kind of ironic that some of the pictures that whoever's creating this false narrative about them destroying the facility, some of the pictures that they're using to depict the mess that they quote-unquote left, is screenshots from the videos of them doing service to clean up the facility. That's ironic. My dad, LaVoy Finicum, Ammon Bundy, and Ryan Bundy were the leaders, and their leadership was one of respect. And they admonished everyone to leave the place better than what they had found it. And that's what they were doing. The artifacts, the sacred artifacts, Indian artifacts that were there, were not tampered with, were not damaged, were not disrespected. That is a false narrative. Now, after my dad, LaVoy Finicum, was brutally murdered while his hands were in the air by a premeditated, deadly ambush, and Ammon Bundy and Ryan Bundy were taken into custody, the leadership was no longer there. Their stewardship was no longer there to manage the people who were coming in and going out. Anyone could have gone in afterwards and done things the way that they wanted to do it. So that is my witness to their character. It is my witness to my eyewitness when I was there at the refuge myself. Things were done in an orderly fashion with respect and moral conduct. And they did not destroy the refuge. And that is my witness, and thank you very much for listening.
Hello America, my name is Jeanette Finicum. I'm LaVoy Finicum's wife, and I just wanted to talk to you today about the situation up in MALHEUR and what the press and the are trying to put across to the American people about how it was left. I was there until Sunday night, just before LaVoy was killed. And what I remember seeing was people working. They were cleaning their own particular areas. The kitchen was always kept very spick and span. I remember my husband sweeping the carpet to make sure none of the leaves and dirt that blew in. Every time he opened the door, he would sweep it up and make sure that it kept very clean. He shut the office doors to make sure nobody would go into those particular offices to disturb any of the paperwork or the personal belongings of any of the employees. And he just had the one area in which he was sleeping in. I remember him having someone come to inspect and look and testify of the condition of the Indian artifacts, because he had a great love for the American Indian people. And I remember reporters being brought in to take pictures and take witness of the condition of those belongings and how they were kept prior to the people who came to Malheur. I remember the barn being 6 inches or more deep in debris and rat infestation, and having it have to be cleaned up, shoveled out all of the goop and the muck. I remember them cleaning out the larger buildings and putting all of the rat infestations and nests and dirt and debris in big containers for trash. Every day that I was there, they started in a meeting in the morning, bright and early, around 7 or 8 o'clock. And they would discuss what it was that they wanted to do that day, mostly how they wanted to represent themselves and speaking to the press, and what subjects they wanted to talk about, and who was coming to the refuge, like different neighboring ranchers and farmers. But every day in that meeting, it began with prayer on bended knee. Everyone knelt on their knees to pray, to keep the spirit there, to keep the people working for truth, and to help them to get the truth out. I also remember my husband speaking to many, many people who came, and they were witnesses as well. And I guess what I would like to say is that I feel that if we, the American people, don't stand up for truth, we will continue to be fed the lies by the biased media that is out there. So I plead with those who came to the Malheur Refuge, who saw for themselves and witnessed of the goodness and of the cleanliness and of the status of that refuge, to stand up and speak out. Don't allow them to take control of the narrative. Speak the truth, because truth will win out in the end. I testify that I know how they behaved and acted at that refuge. I know that they were very concerned in making sure that everybody conducted themselves in a very professional and honest way. Again, I want to thank everyone who has helped me and been concerned for me and my family, and who have sent cards and letters and gifts. I want to say thank you so very much. And please, people who were there, please stand and speak the truth. Don't let our voices go unheard. Thank you.